on Facebook and YouTube. I think about 1,000 people are watching from their social media handles. And here we have various people present. This is the new interpretation center which has been opened up by the Directorate of Archaeology, Archives and Museums as part of the great strides that this department is taking in Madhya Pradesh, which makes it stand out in its domain as compared to other states. Before we start the masterclass, it is my privilege and my honor to invite our Commissioner, Srimati Urmila Shukla ji, to please come here and address everybody. Put your hands together for our Commissioner.
आप सभी का स्वागत है। मेरे सभी साथियों जो यहाँ उपस्थित हैं और मेरे सोशल मीडिया से जुड़े हुए सभी साथियों, आज का दिन हमारे लिए बहुत ही महत्वपूर्ण है कि हम सभी लोग एक ऐसे नवाचार को शुरू करने जा रहे हैं जिसमें कि हम अपने विरासत, अपने हेरिटेज को हम आप जन जन तक पहुंचाने का प्रयास कर रहे हैं। आप जानते होंगे कि हमारा मध्य प्रदेश एक समृद्ध खजाना है और इस समृद्ध खजाने को, धरोहरों के इस समृद्ध खजाने को हम लोग आपके साथ चुन चुन कर बांटना चाहते हैं। आप सभी यह भी जानते होंगे कि यह हमारा नवाचार एक कोशिश है, एक छोटी सी कोशिश कि हम अपने सपनों को हम विरासतों के माध्यम से देखें, धरोहरों के माध्यम से देखें। और आपको मैं ये बताते हुए मुझे बड़ा खुशी हो रही है कि हमारे अपर मुख्य सचिव श्री शिवशेखर शुक्ला जी का यह एक सपना था कि हम अपनी धरोहरों को किस प्रकार से सारे सोशल मीडिया के माध्यम से हम कैसे सब तक पहुंचाएं। और ये आज साकार होने जा रहा है हमारी मास्टर क्लास सीरीज के माध्यम से, जिस हेरिटेज सीरीज में हम लोग अपने हेरिटेज के बारे में सुनी और अनसुनी सभी प्रकार की कहानियों को आपको सुनाएंगे। और ये कहानियाँ सुनाएंगे आपको हमारे विशेष रूप से जानकार, जो विरासत को जानते हैं, जो विरासत के बारे में स्थानीय स्तर पर जानते हैं, राष्ट्रीय स्तर पर जानते हैं, अंतर्राष्ट्रीय स्तर पर जानते, वो सब आपके बीच में आएंगे। बस धीरे धीरे हमारी यह पहली शुरुआत है। आशा है आप सबका आशीर्वाद हमें मिलेगा और आप सब इसे बड़े रुचि से देखेंगे और हमें अपने फीडबैक से अवगत कराएंगे। आज की हमारी जो विरासत वाली क्लास है, मास्टर क्लास, ये अंतर्राष्ट्रीय मापदंडों पर है और इसके आज के प्रथम वक्ता हमारे डॉक्टर आशीष भट्टाचार्य हैं, जो कि हमारे हेरिटेज आर्किटेक्ट हैं और ये भोपाल के, मध्य प्रदेश के बारे में जिनका ज्ञान अद्भुत है और समझ उससे भी ज़्यादा अद्भुत। तो आइए हम उनका स्वागत करते हैं और मिलकर उनको सुनते हैं हमारी मास्टर क्लास हेरिटेज सीरीज। थैंक यू।
Ladies and gentlemen in this hall and all our viewers across social media and internet, you just heard the Commissioner give her address on how this initiative is a communications initiative which has been taken, and this has been taken under the lead of the Commissioner. Thank you, ma'am. It is your vision. And this is at international standards, same as TED Talk, fireside chats, as most of you are nodding and know. And in these standards, we have with us Ashish Bhattacharya. Ashish Bhattacharya is quite a recognized name in Madhya Pradesh for his creative, multifaceted talent in architecture and interiors. Besides, Ashish Bhattacharya is an established artist, painter and muralistic. Mr. Bhattacharya has had many large solo art exhibitions in Delhi, Kolkata, Ahmedabad, Goa, in Bharat Bhavan and DB Mall also in Bhopal. He is a writer and poet too, living in Bhopal for 53 good years. Please note, viewers and people present here, 53 good years. He has developed a great passion and interest towards fascinating archaeological treasures of Madhya Pradesh, to do extensive study on its heritage, architecture, sculptural artistry, and to know about its enigmatic story. He has been an obsessed, really, I know Mr. Bhattacharya, he is an obsessed traveler and seeker. At any time he just sets off and keeps going. And he has visited many heritage sites, clicking pictures. He studied its structure, and he has received many a coveted award for his architecture and artwork. Mr. Bhattacharya is also a motivator and an influencer to make young minds to grow their skills and achieve success. Hear this one, ladies and gentlemen. At the ripe age of 77, Ashish Bhattacharya is 77 years old. Being a cancer fighter, his untiring efforts to lead life with a meaning every day is an impetus and motivation to many. His firm, Designing Cell, is a registered consultant for MP Tourism, Ecotourism, EPCO, Housing Board, and many others, besides many corporate organizations and business houses. It gives me great privilege to call on stage Mr. Ashish Bhattacharya to commence our first masterclass. Please give him a welcoming hand.
Thank you, Amitesh. आज इस सभागृह में सभी माननीय सदस्य और दर्शक श्रोता, विशेष रूप से विशिष्ट आसीन महिलाओं को मेरे तरफ से नमस्कार। मैं आपको आज मध्य प्रदेश का विशाल धरोहर, पुरातत्व धरोहर का विस्तृत जानकारी से साझा करना चाहता हूं, और ये मास्टर क्लास के तहत मैं ये विस्तृत जानकारी आपको अभिनंदन के साथ स्वागत कर रहा हूं। We all know Madhya Pradesh is an example of prehistoric and also historical monuments of heritage worldwide. I must tell you that at the outset that Srimati Urmila ji, the Commissioner of Archaeology and Museum, has given me this privilege to conduct this class. I extend my gratitude. I must add here that Mrs. Urmila Shukla ji has given a new aura to this Museum of Archaeology in Bhopal by adding so many interesting features like virtual reality, ocular VR system, and many more. Recently, the fascinating collections of coins, which was something which is unparalleled to any other states in Madhya Pradesh. It was a grand success. I extend again lots of thanks to Urmila ji. Besides, I want to tell you that today मध्य प्रदेश का म्यूज़ियम एंड आर्कियोलॉजी का एक नया पहचान बना दिया उन्होंने। उसके लिए मैं सभी से अनुरोध करूंगा तो तालियों से उनका अभिनंदन करें। Again, I extend my thanks to Mr. Amitesh, the curator of this program, who has selected me for my passion and study of archaeological monuments, especially the architectural excellence in every building. आज मैं ये भी बताना चाहूँगा कि मध्य प्रदेश एक ऐसा जगह है जहाँ पर धरोहर का असंख्य मॉन्यूमेंट्स और पुरातत्व अवशेष का एक महत्वपूर्ण स्थान है. ये भी मैं बताना चाहूँगा कि आज भारतवर्ष, हमारा हिंदुस्तान, हमें गर्व होता है कि पूरी दुनिया में एक श्रेष्ठ नेशन के रूप में हमारा विरासत है. I wish to tell you the civilization of India, that is, I want to talk about, I'm sure you must be knowing about it, that our that is Harappan culture, which is the Indus Valley. Can you imagine, this is about 1 lakh years old. This has been denoted as the most oldest human civilization in UNESCO. Nevertheless, I must also mention that in Madhya Pradesh, the biggest discovery by Dr. Vishnu Vakankar, who is not only an archaeologist, but a great man who has discovered this Bhim-Bhetika, which is hardly 30 kilometers from Bhopal. This is the prehistoric caves depicting all the paintings of nearly 33,000 years old. And we take a great pride in India that this is also an UNESCO specially denoted area of the World Heritage. Beside, I must mention here one name which you all know, that is Raja Bhoj. Raja Bhoj, being a king also, he has many, many epaulees on his shoulder as a scientist, as an educationalist, as a philanthropist, and also, I must say, that he has made a major contribution here by conceiving the largest reservoir, uska naam Bada Talab. Today we feel so proud. Imagine, had Mr. King Bhoja was not built this lake, we wouldn't have been here in this beautiful city of lakes, and makes all the difference, the fabric of the town. I wish to now start my master class right away, beginning with, let's start. Now this is master class which have been assigned to me, is a huge task. Can you imagine that this master class in India, there are 3,678 ancient monuments have been discovered by ASI and registered 38, and we have about 497 monuments registered in UNESCO. Next. I wish to extend my homage to Major General Alexander Cunningham, an army engineer who is the father of Indian archaeology, who started this Archaeological Survey of India as a DG in 1861. Of course, I must mention the Huan Sang, who has also traveled all over the India from China and discovered many more such marvelous reminiscence and the monuments of India. After Alexander Cunningham, Dr. Debala Mitra in 1925, who became the DG of UNESCO, who became the DG of ASI and who studied from Paris. Next. Well, I have a modest presentation. I wish to tell you that being in the field of architecture for several years, I have developed a fascination for unique, मैं ये बताना चाहूँगा हिंदी में अतुलनीय पुरातत्व का जो धरोहर है वो enigmatic. This is an enigmatic. And I must say the kind of minute architectural structure, it deserves a great appreciations. Of course, I must say that this particular buildings, structures which has been done, be it temple, fort, palaces, or maybe tomb, it is something fascinating. It has fascinated me, and I have literally stepped into this area other than architecture to find more and know more about the known and obscure places in Madhya Pradesh. Next. This band image, which was sorry for the inconvenience. Again, this is the monogram, which is the brand image of our new archaeological treasures of Madhya Pradesh. This is basically to give you an aura of the known and unknown places. I mean, I must say obscure places. I'm sure you must be knowing lots and lots of places of Madhya Pradesh of archaeological importance. But there are very many are not seen by many people. So I have also discovered and traded those areas, and I am now presenting you all those obscure areas also out of this. It's not possible for me to really unfold the complete panorama of the huge collection of heritage remnants. But yes, we have selected something 85 or so, which we are categorized in 3 phases. The first phase, the first episode of this will be from 4th century. I am giving a complete kaleidoscopic presentation of the entire collection, whatever we have done with period, dynasty, the builder, person who has built this thing, and the name of the king, Maharaja, or the Nawab, or the person who built this thing. And I really feel so proud that every structure has been so minutely, so precisely, so proportionately sculpted and made. In India, you will find most of the temples, the sculptures forms a part of the building. Everywhere, the exterior or interior. Sculpture has always been a very predominant aspect of the architecture. And of course, the finery and artistry is unparalleled in the world. Next. Our first masterclass, part 1, will be a brief presentation giving the description of the name of the archaeological structure, location, built by dynasty and period from 4th century to 18th century. This is the first masterclass. We would be in a position to give an elaborate picture of the entire presentations, only 25 in the first case. And they are all interesting with the detailed stories, enigmatic aspects of this thing. And very interestingly, there are such mysterious and mystical factors which are hidden behind every building. It's really wow to know this. So I feel it's so privileged that Mrs. Urmila Shukla has given me this privilege to unfold my thoughts, which was in my mind. And thanks, Mr. Amitesh. Also, coming back to the first part of the presentation. Next. The first part 2 will be again with 30 slides with a detailed photograph and the detailed story of each unit. Next. My third master class will be again from 4th century to 18th century, and again with the rest of the centuries, which will be comprising of next of the detailed story. Here I must add here that before I go ahead further in the master class, that how rich our culture was, how rich was the builders, the kings and the Nawab in Madhya Pradesh, not only in Madhya Pradesh, in the entire India, but is Madhya Pradesh also we must mention. See the number of dynasty, Mauryan dynasty, Shaguna dynasty, all categorized chronologically according to the period. Naga dynasty, Gupta empire, Alulekara dynasty, Huna dynasty, Kalchuri, Maheshmati dynasty, and then Gurjara, then Parama dynasty, Chandela dynasty, Delhi Sultanate, and Malwa Sultanate, Tomar dynasty, Gondwana dynasty, Mughal empire, Maratha empire, and finally Bhopal. So we are also sitting in a city of heritage culture and the existence of its remains. We will talk about later in my third episode. Now coming back to please. We have the great privilege to please Mr. Hussain, please sit here in the front row. I would like to honor Mr. S.M. Hussain, who is also a great presenter of archaeology and a storyteller, not only storyteller, but he knows so much about Bhopal. He is an epitome of creating a archaeological walk of history. So, आपका स्वागत है. Come next. Next. Here we begin again with Bhimbetka, the rock paintings and the caves discovered in 1952-58 by Dr. Wakankar. It's in Raisen, not very far, it's 33,000 years. We will give you the descriptive detail in my next. Now the pillar of Mauryan time, Helidorus pillar, which is in Vidisha, which is such an important place, our India's monogram, our India's signature is based on this of Ashoka pillars. So this is done by the Greek ambassador from Taxila, and during the time of Sunga king Bhagabhadra. Next is our Bagha cave, Gupta, in 4th century. It is in Dhar. And it is a rock Buddhist monastery which has its own charm as far as its entire thing is done in one cave, like Ajanta and Ellora. This is also in Madhya Pradesh. It's a great honor that we have such dharohar in Madhya Pradesh. Next. Then a Sarumaru temple, that is another great existence of our heritage ancient structure, which is left now with certain remnants, and which is done in 3rd century by younger prince Ashoka in central India near the Narmada Valley. Sarumaru in village in Madhya Pradesh. Next is the most popular, आप लोग सब लोग जानते हैं, उज्जैन का famous Mahakaleshwar temple, which is done by Paramara Raja in 4th century, and this is the most popular and prominent place for all the travelers and the pilgrim people. Is done by Maratha ruler Ranoji Shinde. Now these are certain factors which I wish to share with you, which is partly known but unknown. So I wish you know who has built this such magnificent structures. Next, Parvati temple in Uchakalpa. This is in Nachna in Panna. See, in remote places in Madhya Pradesh, we have such treasures, which is unthinkably so valuable. This is done with a Chaturmukh temple dedicated to Shiva. Most of the structures are mobile band kar do. Sorry for disruptions. Mobile band karke rakho. This is another temple. As I said, that in India, we are so God. I must say, we have a great respect for the God because of our epics, because of our earlier respect towards God, goddesses, comprising of Lord Shiva, Ganesha, Durga, and whatnot. So all the temples are basically dedicated or built based on our mythological and epics, and so beautifully done. Then the Gurjara, Parithara, Pratihara, 8th century in Shivpuri, again not very far. I will show you the detail. You'll be so surprised to see how well entire building was designed, at that too in 8th century, and such magnificent and exotic manner. This is also installing the Shivalinga who came of Gujara Mahadev. Then is the Bhatteshwar temple. आप सब लोग शायद बटेश्वर टेम्पल के बारे में जानते हैं. This Bhatteshwar temple is in Morena, and also it's not a very easy way to reach there, but it is comprising of 200 small sandstone temples in Bhatteshwar. It's a collective temples all around, nestles among the hills near the Morena. Next, Chaturbhuj temple in Chandela, that's in Gwalior. हम लोग ग्वालियर का फोर्ट तो जाते हैं, इत्तेफाक से हम लोग ये जो चतुर्भुज टेम्पल को मिस आउट कर देते हैं. इसका भी एक अद्भुत कहानी है. दिस इज बिलीव्ड टू हैव बीन बिल्ड बाय अल्लाह, नॉट मुस्लिम, but its family, through the historian attributes its construction, the Chandela dynasty, Yashovarman, around 100 C. Evidence of? Okay. It is, no, I appreciate your invention, but I must tell you that this is another rock cut is a part of it. Another, this is not this thing. Yes. A white image of Vishnu is installed inside it. So it's not Chandela. Okay, I stand corrected. I do not really debate at this moment in the flow, but I appreciate your views. That is what we have met today. But we'll have to get into again a research work, because there are so much of work which I maybe Vishwanath Temple, Chandela, that is Sevagram, Khajuraho. That is also in Chandela King Danga, and with the Lord Inverse. Then the Maladevi Temple in Pratihara in 9th century. Gyaraspur in Odisha is initially Hindu temple dedicated to goddess, possibly Maladevi. Next, Bhojeshwar Parman, 9th century, that is in Bhojpur. आप लोग सभी, you all are aware of it, that Bhojpur temple is hardly 20 kilometers from Bhopal, which is again done by Raja Bhoj. And this has got so many features which is worth describing technically, so highly skilled work with the the roof of the temple made in one stone. So is the Shivalinga, the largest Shivalinga comprising of this part of the mandir. Ranmukteshwar temple in Kalchuri, that is in 10th century, Kukarmat, Dindori. Can I catch your name, please? Mr. Shivanduba, I respect your suggestions, but I would request one simple things, that after my complete presentation, you have the complete privilege to make any comments. Never mind. I appreciate this, but I would please write it down, whatever it is. I stand corrected in case, but I need further research on this work. So please, during this complete process, please, because to is, you do that, it will take care of the complete flow of this thing. Thank you. So we have Lakshman temple in Chatarpur, that is again in Khajuraho. You are all seen this thing, but this is done by King Dhanga in 954 AD during the reign of the military victory. This is Chandela King Yashovarman, dedicated to Vishnu. This is a temple is based on Vishnu. Next, Nareshwar temple in Gurjara, that's again in Shivpuri in 8th and 9th century. In the process of showing this panorama of the various temples, I would like my visitors to see and understand how rich our heritage in Madhya Pradesh is. How beautifully, with great artistry and proportions, architecturally, the entire building was done on the then time, where there was hardly any machineries, there were hardly any equipments as against today's. Each temple has its own excellence and marvel. Now, Dharmeshwar temple in Pratihara in 18th century, it is again in Mandsaur. So you can imagine that all over Madhya Pradesh is strewn such valuable treasure. चारों तरफ बिखरा हुआ है, जैसे कि उर्मिला जी ने कहा है, हमारा धरोहर विशाल है मध्य प्रदेश का. Dharmeshwar temple Pratihara, again dedicated to Lord Shiva and Vishnu in a single rock cut. This is again deserves an appreciation. Lal Gaur Mahadev temple in Gurjara in 8th century in Shivpuri again. Lal Gaur Mahadev temple is located near Shivpuri, Madhya Pradesh, and it's 8th to 9th century by Gurjara Prathara period. Next, Ashapuri temple. I am sure while going to Bhojpur temple, you all must have been to Ashapuri temple, which is hardly any distance. And this is also a unique temple. And there is much remnants around the temple, which is broken. And this temple is once formed a large complex with many shrines serving center of spiritual gatherings and rituals. Next is Gadarmal Devi temple in Pratihara in 9th century, that is Badho in Vidisha. This is also it's dedicated to Godarmal Devi, a form of Durga, goddess Durga. This is also a rectangular yogini temple in India, which is really rare, unlike usual circular ones, mostly. Here I must tell you that such temples, few of them I want to specify in the next episode, that today we build our construction, building various monuments, various things with cement, mortar, concrete. But those times there are many temples are made with mere stone, with interlocking system without any mortar. Such are the examples which really deserves the great appreciation. See the technology of the then time with the precision and perfections. Then is interesting aspect is a Sas Bahu temple. This king built this large temple for his wife, who was devotee of Lord Krishna, Lord Vishnu. After her death, his son, his new king, built a smaller temple next to it for his own wife, a devotee again of Lord Krishna. That is how it is named as Sas Bahu temple in Kanchapada in Gwalior Fort. Next. This is Bija Mandal Paramara in 11th century in Vidisha, originally dedicated in goddess Charachika, built by Parmara dynasty king Naravaranam. Very unique feature of architectural plan and the site layout, which resembles sometimes the modern architecture also. Kendriya Mahadev temple in Chandela in Chhatarpur, that is again near the Khajuraho. That was through the stone at, story is told at the heart of Khajuraho. The story is told through stone at Kendriya Mahadev temple, built by Chandela dynasty between 1017 to 1029 CE. It is a masterpiece dedicated to Lord Shiva, with its towering spires of symbolizing the mythical Mount Meru. Devi Jagdampa temple, again in Chandela, Chhatarpur. It was a temple to Vishnu, temple for Vishnu, but the sanctum now houses an idol of goddess Devi Jagdamba. Very interesting. Next. Mukteshwar temple, located in Ujjain, again done by during the time of Parmara dynasty. According to the Lojal, it was built by the Parmara king honor Lord Shiva Mukteshwara. Next is Kankan Math temple. It is located in village Sioni in Kachapura Agatha dynasty in near Gwalior, built by Kacha Paghata dynasty, likely by King Kirti Singh. It's a very unique feature of its architecture. Interesting enough. Chaturpuja temple, Orcha, Niari district, Orcha. This is done by, again, for the idol for the Lord Rama, and it is also done during Bundela dynasty based on a Bundela architecture. It signifies a very typical form of architecture of Indian temples with shikhar and everything. Next, Nazarbagh temple, that is done by Holkar dynasty in 18th and 19th century, which you all people know about it. It is again dedicated to Lord Shiva. And next is Omkareshwar. आप लोग सब गए होंगे ओमकारेश्वर में. This is again by the Parmar dynasty in 18th century. Parmara king were devotee of Lord Shiva, built this temple in honor of Lord Shiva, establishing a sacred spiritual center near Narmada river. Shaka Syamji temple. This is also by the Khichi Rajput dynasty. According to local legend, the devotees named Shaka devotees, the idol of Shyamji in the area, they built a temple to honor him. It is believed that the deity blesses devotees with peace, prosperity and protection from hardship. Next. Udaygiri, Vidisha. I'm sure when you go to Sanchi to see the Sanchi Stup, you mustn't have missed this Udaygiri, Vidisha. It is done during the Gupta dynasty, and it is also unique, like Ajanta Ellora. It is done in one piece, and the details of the carving and Varaha sculpture is seen, and many interesting aspects of this stone rock cut sculpture you can enjoy. Moti Mahal Mandla, that is Gond ruler Garaha Mandla, that's 7th century. It is served a royal residence for Gond rulers, and it was strategically built for the commanding the views of the river. Gwalior Fort. Everyone knows about the Gwalior Fort, but if you see minutely, every corner, there is a history, there is a song, there is a story, there is an architecture, there is an art, there is a sculpture of intricate stonework, which is magnificent. This fort's history dates back to last Stone Age. The architecture reflects the centuries of rule by various dynasties. This, I must tell you that Gwalior fort is not built in a certain period. It has been built over a period of time by various rulers, adding and subtracting and reforming, modifying it. Next is Raisen Fort. I am so thrilled. I keep going to Raisen Fort and see the enigmatic story of Raisen Fort. In the story, the king wanted strong high fort to protect their kingdom from enemy attack. So they chose the hill and stood. I will tell you some interesting story of this thing that it was invaded by Mughals, and the King Raisen was literally in a difficult situations, what to do. He was concerned about his wife. So you know what his wife did? The wife beheaded her own head and given that thing to Raja and said, "Look, don't worry about me. Please fight on, fight on." This is the kind of enigmatic stories, such strong Indian values by the wives for the sake of saving the kingdom. Next to Narwar Fort, Shivpuri, Shinde. The 10th century near the Sidhi River, Madhya Pradesh, oldest, largest fort. Unique. See the many forts in India, many forts in Madhya Pradesh, they are so well built architecturally with introvert space. Mr. Hussain can understand, being an architect also, that our typical Indian architecture is evolved from this fort and palaces of the past. It's a unique introvert planning. We are doing all extrovert planning, but introvert planning was so safe and very personalized that most of the forts will give you an unthinkable, interesting story how and why it was built. Next is the Chanderi Fort. Wow. This is one fort which is so masculine, magnificent. Today, I'm sure you all must have been to Chanderi Fort and seen the beautiful presentation by Madhya Pradesh Tourism, which has given a wide angle visual presentation of the story. And next is, you see, I have already got a signal from Mr. Amitesh to speed it up. So I would like to further speed it up. You can go through these things. This is just a panorama collection, a kaleidoscopic journey of mine to really pick up such beautiful structures and feel really proud that, look, this is in Madhya Pradesh. We don't even know many of it. Such thing, I feel so privileged by Mrs. Urmila Shuklaji for giving me this opportunity to express, unfold my Pandora box of the heritage treasures. Now this is Ginnorgarh Fort, Madan Mahal, it's in Jabalpur. I'm sure you must have seen this. But they are certain temples, certain forts, certain places are truly speaking in a very pathetic situations. Pathetic situations, I must say that these forts were built with a great valor and with great interesting aspects. But unfortunately, we could not keep it. Many are vandalized, many are dilapidated structures, and such dilapidated structures, it is impossible, such enormous thing to manage by ASI or by Archaeological Department. But yes, many have been done, many more will be done in times to come. Madan Mahal, after the Madan Mahal, then comes the Rewa Mahal. Many of us must have not gone to Rewa, but during the Baghela dynasty, Rewa Fort Palaces is also magnificent example of past architecture and the technology, which is really deserves an applause. Next, Shahi Killa. Shahi Killa done by Mr. Faruqi during the dynasty of Faruqi dynasty in 14th century, and it has Shahi Hammam. So beautifully, so interestingly, the arches are formed with a dome. It's a class apart. It's a worth seeing. I would invite the worldwide architects to study our old architecture of magnificent ideas, and not only ideas, they made it in reality. That's a great about it. Now, Dhar Fort. Dhar Fort is not again in Madhya Pradesh, done by the Malwa Sultanate, and Dhar Fort is called Sheesh Mahal also. I'd like to take a little quick this thing that before I could complete and get on to the jump onto the next. Hindola Mahal, that is placed near the Mandu, that is Ghyasuddin Khilji. It is a magnificent, and I must add the word, masculine form. A Khuni Darwaja. Again, this Khuni Darwaja is also adding a great mystery. एक रहस्य है. आप रहस्य के बारे में दो शब्द बोलना चाहूँगा मैं. This gate earned the name Khuni Darwaja because witnessed country's death in the past. The palace where it was vanquished by the warriors and the captive defenders were slaughtered. According to the legend, during the invasion of the fort in 1528 by Babur, the Rajput queen Rani Manimala led her people, please listen to me, led her people into a tragic act of Jauhar. I want to ask everybody in the world, there are many significant monuments have been made of archaeological importance, but has this, any country has offered such kind of a devotion towards the kingdom and the king? That is, Rani Manimala led her people. I heard it is 1000 in number, जिन्होंने जौहर किया. आग में कूद गए. आप फिल्म देखते हैं, बट ये हकीकत है. हमारा कितना रहस्यमय इतिहास है, धरोहर है, पुरातत्व का हमारा देन है, ट्रेजर है. मैं उसको नमन करता हूँ. मध्य प्रदेश को नमन करता हूँ कि इतना विरासत में हमको धरोहर को इतना विशाल प्रकृति में आकृति बनाया. जहाज महल, again done by Khilji dynasty, Malda Sultanate, that's again in 15th century. The unique design and strategic location between the artificial lakes Munj Talao and Kapur Talao. I have a lot of very interesting story in my next episode. Please wait and understand. Please make sure that you must present yourself to listen to this enigmatic story of various places which I am showing you. Next, Hoshan Shah tomb. This is also in this thing, and this is also in Dhar. Can you imagine such small places in Dhar? We have such interesting structures, which is obscure, which is not known by the many people. Uninterestingly interesting. Shahjadi ka Rauza, that is again done in Chanderi, Khilji. It has this unique artistry on the wall. See the finer filigree work, the finer artifacts, and the artistry in this wall with minute detailing. Then is Devgarh Fort. This is also done by the Gond dynasty. This has its unique design and structure. They're all different. They're all different. How creative these people in Madhya Pradesh, rulers, Nawab, and the kings. Next is Garha Kundar Fort, which is in Chandel dynasty again in Tikamgarh. ये भी बहुत ऊंचाई में है, लोग यहाँ पर जा नहीं पाते हैं, बट आप डिस्कवर करके देखिए इसमें क्या क्या नहीं है. मुझे आज गर्व होता है कि इसके बारे में मैं आपके सामने आज साझा कर रहा हूँ. एक ट्रेजर है मध्य प्रदेश, इतनी भारी पुरातत्व धरोहर का. मुझे गर्व है, मैं रोक नहीं पाता हूँ ये सब देखने के लिए. संभव है या नहीं संभव, फिर भी मैं जाता रहता हूँ, फोटोग्राफ करता रहता हूँ. दातिया फोर्ट, अगेन इन दातिया. Again, many people must have gone there, must have not gone there, but this is also has its own unique feature. Then the Dhar fort. See, our forts has their own language of construction, a unique language of construction. They are all different. Next. Then Shanwara Gate. Shanwara Gate आप लोग सब जानते हैं, देखा भी होगा, खंडवा में है. Then the Baj Bahadur Palace. Baj Bahadur Palace is also deserves its architecture for its unique planning, showing the typical unique planning of how the Raja, they given so much of values to the Maharanis and महिलाओं, जिनको चारों तरफ घूमने का एक विस्तृत जगह, बैठने का, देखने का जगह बनाया, अलग अलग प्लेसेस क्रिएट किए हैं. लेकिन रानी रूपमती पवेलियन, इसके बारे में मैं ज़्यादा बोलना नहीं चाहता हूँ क्योंकि आप लोग सब देखे हुए हैं. इट्स ऑल नोन. नेक्स्ट. देन आटर फोर्ट. आटर फोर्ट also resembles something in, I feel it's in possibly in Venezuela or maybe somewhere, I am unable to recollect, but it is also influenced by some foreign architecture. That is in Bhadoria dynasty. See the number of dynasty. It is done by Mughal, and it was reflects a blend of Mughal and Rajput style. This is again a synthesis. There are certain forts, there are certain palaces which is also built with the French connections. I think he will appreciate that. In Bhopal also there is a French connection which is built. Guljan Fort, which is also has its own uniqueness. Then Ahilya Fort. See the kind of steps which is going up to the fort. Magnificent. See our imagination of architecture and enjoy the every building has its own unique features of class apart. Next is Chaman. This is in our lovely city near Bhopal. इस जगह को हम इस्लाम नगर भी बोलते हैं. और आपको विस्तृत जानकारी के लिए हमारे मिस्टर हुसैन आर्किटेक्ट, इनके पास इस धरोहर के बारे में बोलने के लिए असंख्य संवाद है. उसके लिए मैं उनको बहुत सम्मान करता हूँ. एक एक चीज़ वो बता सकते हैं जो कि पहले नवाब दोस्त मोहम्मद खान का पहले ये इनका गढ़ हुआ करता था. उनका सबसे पहले यहाँ पर ही उन्होंने अपना पैलेस बनाया. ये प्रिंसली स्टेट भोपाल का, वहाँ से शुरुआत हुआ. उसके बाद कमलापति महल. मैं कमलापति महल में थोड़ा सा अपने शब्दों को रोकना चाहूँगा क्योंकि इसमें भी बहुत ही अविश्वसनीय एक बोलने का मेरे पास खजाना है जो कि मैं अपने आप को रोकूंगा क्योंकि समय नहीं है, कि बाद में इसके बारे में बात करूंगा तो मैं इसको रोक के रखूंगा. बहुत ही अद्भुत मैं एक कहानी है इसके पीछे जो कि सुन करके आपको बहुत अच्छा लगेगा. फिर जहानुमा पैलेस, आप लोग सब जहानुमा पैलेस गए हैं, बट ये भी 1890 में बना था. ये रॉयल रेसिडेंस हुआ करता था. नेक्स्ट हमारा शौकत महल. आज शौकत महल का एक नया रूप में मध्य प्रदेश टूरिज्म ने बदल दिया है. आज ये होटल के रूप में हो गया है. इन ताजमहल पैलेस विच इज़ अगेन एन एग्जाम्पल ऑफ आवर olden heritage architecture. What a wonderful planning, what a wonderful place. If you see, I have been going since 50 years back. Today I keep on going periodically and I feel the decay. I feel how it is getting dilapidated gradually. It's sad. I feel so bad and sad. Sorry to tell you. Though it is being promoted by Madhya Pradesh Tourism as a hotel, let's see what happens. But all I wish, with due regards to Urmila ji, whosoever builds it, let there be restrictions, and not to add some new architecture to it. Let the existing architecture should be followed. Because many places we have disturbed the old architecture and we have added some new features, which is not really fair. Again, Gharapur Fort, again in Banjara Lake के पास है. पता नहीं आप लोगों में से किसने देखा है इसको? किसने देखा आप लोगों में से? मैं खाली जानना चाहता हूँ. आपके अलावा कौन देख सकता है? ये बंजारा फोर्ट, आप सिर्फ ये बताना चाहूँगा, ये जो हमारे जो पुरातत्व का धरोहर है, जो कि आज बहुत पुराना नहीं है, 18th सेंचुरी का है, हम लोग देखे ही नहीं हैं, हम गए ही नहीं हैं. हम लोग तो बड़े बड़े होटल में जाकर के उसका आर्किटेक्चर में ताली बजाते हैं, बट हम तो चाहते हैं कि ये सब जगह जाकर लोग ताली बजाएं, जाकर के हम गर्व अनुभव करें. नेक्स्ट, मानिक बाग, ये भी आप देखे हैं, ये भी आपका होलकर राव का है, ये सब आप जानते हैं. नूर सभा, ये भी आप जानते हैं. इसके बाद सदर मंजिल, ये भी आप जानते हैं, इसको भी एक नया रूप दिया गया है. नेक्स्ट, इस मोती महल, जो भी ऑल्सो बहुत ही दयनीय हालत में है, डिलैपिटेड है, ख़त्म हो चुका है उसका एग्जिस्टेंस, और ख़त्म सा ही होते ही जा रहा है. उसके बाद जॉर्ज कैसल, दिस इज़ बीन डन बाय द किंग जॉर्ज V for Maharaja Madhavrao Scindia. There come the English architecture into our heritage. That's so interesting. This is again a blend of foreign architecture in India. छतरी, ये भी आप जानते हैं, ये शिवपुरी में छतरी के नाम से विख्यात है और सभी लोग इसका आनंद ज़रूर लिए होंगे. इसका एक अलग महत्व है. नेक्स्ट, माधव विलास पैलेस, इसके बारे में कौन नहीं जानता है. ये तो एक राजा महाराजाओं को लाइफस्टाइल और एक्सीलेंस का एक उदाहरण है. इट्स एन एग्जाम्पल हाउ रिच culture and artistry one can go for an opulent interior and the thoughtful, sensitive culture of interior works. It is again worth studying. Snehiji, Gulganj Fort, this is also in Chhatarpur, done by Bundela, and then the Raisen Fort. Again, it's a part of another part of the fort which has been built, which is not very far from Bhopal. Next. Now, this is, I think it has to be revert back to Jama Masjid, Chanderi Mahal. There are very many other aspects. You see, this is also in Chanderi. I want to emphasize about the detail of the carving and aspects of the architecture. सी एन्जॉय, हम लोग कुछ देख करके कटी घाट देख करके चले आते हैं, बट आप इसका बारीकी को देखिए. नेक्स्ट, नाउ वी गो बैक टू आवर सेकेंड पार्ट ऑफ द मास्टर क्लास, दैट इज अ डिटेल स्टडी. अगेन आई वुड से वी फील सो प्राउड दैट 33,000 years ago, our civilization, Madhya Pradesh shows the era. Great indeed. This was discovered by Dr. V.S. Vakankar. It is again see the paintings of animals, scenes, warriors, providing visual history of human evolution and spirituality and the transition of historic period. That's great. It is also considered in the World Heritage Site by UNESCO and marked as the oldest historical presence in the world. This also deserves a great applause. Thank you. Next, see this part of the unique cave and see the paintings. I am sure you must have seen this, but I feel sad. Many people, they start defacing this thing, which is again a very bad aspect. Next. This is again in Besnagar near Vidisha. As I said, our monogram, our India's signage is based on this Ashoka pillar, and this is done by the Greek ambassador from Taxila. It is also known as, the pillar was later covered in vermilion and became an object of local worship, sometimes called Khamba Baba. It's a paradox. Next. Some of it you can see how it is transformed and the various features connected to this. It's in Vidisha. आप लोग सब लोगों ने देखे होंगे, बट ये बारीकियां को मैं आपके साथ कुछ साझा कर रहा हूँ. Next. This is also Vindhya Bagh dynasty, Bagh town. It's basically done. This is done by the Buddhist monastery. The cave were discovered in 1880. Local legend suggests that the Bagh got its name from tigers, Bagh, that once inhabited in abandoned caves, like Ajanta and cave. The unique aspect of this thing is made, it is done by complete rock, no additional stone has been put in, like Ajanta. Of course, it is an influence of Buddhist monastery and the architecture. Next. These are the few aspects of this thing. See the wonderful structure. This, all the columns, whatever you have seen, this is not replaced, this is not placed. It's a part of the stone carved out from one single rock. Everything. See the uniqueness of our history, uniqueness of our artistry, our architecture, our sculpture, our thinking, creativity by great king, Nawabs and rulers of India. Next. This is Narmadapuram mein, this is Sarumaru temple. Sarumaru, this is also a dilapidated existence of our old civilization. And here you see, but yes, it is a part of the cave. And also the few aspects of the Sarumaru temple which shows the, through this image and artist paintings, that our civilization of how old it is. These inscriptions one can read. I am afraid I cannot read. It will tell you the story behind it. Next. Again in Ujjain, Mahakaleshwar Mandir. Though it looks new, by the adding the facade to the new architecture, but somehow I could not get the old aspect of it because it has been built with a new aspect. These are all new things which has been added on. It has lost its old existence, and we have associated the Ranoji Shinde has built this thing in way back in 4th and 5th century. Just imagine how old this thing. This architecture is basically a kind of a upholstery to the old one. Next. This is Mahakaleshwar temple in Jyotirlinga, Ujjain, जिसको कि हम बहुत महत्व देते हैं. इसके बारे में आप सभी लोग जानते हैं, अवगत है इसके बारे में. Next. It is a, this is also Iran Shri विष्णु मंदिर. ये भी सभी जो मंदिर आप देख रहे हैं, इसमें कोई भी सीमेंट या मोटर का इस्तेमाल नहीं किया गया. This is all different pieces with interlocking system. And also, this is also Varaha Vishnu का एक sculpture है. This is also done and inscripted in Ganga Yamuna river के पास. इसका image of Vishnu. Next. This is also few aspects of the structures which is also in the process of dilapidations, but yes, it signifies our old artistry and architecture and archaeological values. This is what it is. Next. Now this is Parvati temple in Panna. पन्ना हम जाते हैं बट ये शायद नहीं देख पाते हैं, बट फिर भी ये मैं बताना चाहता हूँ, ये 5 और 9th सेंचुरी में बना, 5th सेंचुरी में बना है. नेक्स्ट. इसका भी पार्वती टेम्पल का वेरियस एस्पेक्ट्स ऑफ द स्कल्पचर एंड द इंट्रिकेट कार्विंग ऑन द मेन डोर. दिस इज द आर्किटेक्चर विच बिलोंग्स टू इंडिया. इट्स एन इंडियन आर्किटेक्चर. I wish the world emulates this finer artistry in architecture. Next. This is also a Gurjara temple in Shivpuri. I wish to tell you about one aspect, drifting from the subject, is our each temple has its own architecture, has its own artistry, carving, and minute detailing. Next. मोरेना. मोरेना का नाम सुनकर के हम लोग डाकू का नाम याद, उसके पीछे कितना महत्वपूर्ण विशाल धरोहर. See the kind of artistry, the sculpture built in has been heightened at a height of maybe 30 to 40 feet. And see the finer carving in the chhatri, it's worth seeing. Everywhere there's a finer artistry, it's worth seeing in Khajuraho. Next. See this Vishwanath temple ka some of the part which you can see how well it was conceived and designed and executed. Next. Devi temple, which I not regain the old shape as it was built, not regain the old shape as it was built, but I am to पूरा sculpture carving finer filigree artwork किया हुआ, पूरा sculpture carving finer filigree artwork किया हुआ है. स्टोन में, सीमेंट में नहीं, CNC है. स्टोन में, सीमेंट में नहीं, CNC कटिंग से नहीं, CNC कटिंग से नहीं, हाथों से कल्चुरी पीरियड का किया हुआ ये. नेक्स्ट. ये देखिए, इसका कमाल देखिए. मैं आपको ये बताया कि एक अतिशयोक्ति नहीं होगा, मध्य प्रदेश में हमारा पुरातत्व धरोहर जो है अतुलनीय. मध्य प्रदेश में हमारा पुरातत्व धरोहर जो है अतुलनीय है, सचमुच में अतुलनीय है. इस अनपैरेलल. आप गौर से देखिए एक एक चीज को, और मैं समझता हूं कि इतना बारीकी से वर्ल्ड में शायद कहीं होगा ही नहीं. तो आज मिस्टर अमितेश बैनर्जी के माध्यम से हम इसको पूरे देश विदेश में इस मास्टर क्लास के माध्यम से हम इसको साझा कर रहे हैं. ये जो चेष्टा है, ये जो आपका जो इनिशिएटिव है, इसके लिए मैं सबको चाहूँगा. अमितेश जी के लिए कुछ एस्पेक्ट्स हैं. Just see this unique arch. It's a different kind of arch you will not find anywhere in the world. It's a unique feature. This also has a unique feature, typical Indian. Next. This is Bridge Mandala Vidisha, जो कि आपसे बात किया था. Next. ये भी है ब्रिज मंडला का कुछ अवशेष जो कि है. आप देखिए इसका kind of architecture. See the form, unified form. Next. See the arch, the intricate carving in the arch. Next. This is Khajuraho. This is known by almost everyone, but you see the kind of a sculpture which has been a part of the building, part of the temple, inside and outside both. Next. And this is also Khajuraho temple, which is Devi Jagadamba. So we are heading to the closure of this masterclass. Next is, this is Devi Jagadamba temple. This is one of the famous sculpture. आप लोग सब इसके बारे में विस्तृत रूप से जानते हैं. This is one of the famous love Parvati and Shiva ka. See this sculpture. Again, it's a part of the structure which builds all the temples all over India. So here we conclude our master class with lots of thanks and my gratitude to Urmila ji once again. And all I wish is please continue your presence in the next master class, which will be decided and let you know by Mr. Amitesh Banerjee in times to come, and discover the new aspects of enigmatic story and the features. Thank you so very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, in our new center which we have created from DAM, which is Interpretation Center, it has just been inaugurated a few days ago. You as well as all our viewers on social media, an important point that I want to just bring up, which you will appreciate. A master class is a class given by a master. That's what the definition of master class is. So now, the master has given his class, and no class is complete without questions, suggestions, clarifications, or discussions also. Please raise your hand and let us know what question you want to ask and where you are from. And Mr. Bhattacharya, you must be tired after this 2 hour.
I'm not tired, I'm not tired, but all I'm afraid of that whatever I have done, because this is so detailed with so much of documentations, whether I'll be in a position to answer date-wise, chronologically, the period-wise. So I'm a little afraid of, please don't ask me such intricate things, because this picture will itself will depict everything, my answer. But still, I would request all of you to please volley your questions so that, if I can't answer, I'll definitely answer in the next episode. Welcome. Please carry on.
Just to conclude, before you move on, for our viewers on social media, please ask your question, and Janvi sitting at the back can bring these questions
Where is
up.
Janvi?
She's there with the crew at the back. So this is open, and I would also request Manisha ji at the end of the whole session. अभी नहीं, ये मैं क्वेश्चन से पहले मनीषा जी जब ये ख़त्म हो जाए तो सॉरी आई हैव नॉट टोल्ड यू दिस बिफोर, बट थोड़ा आप सम अप कर देंगे. हाँ, ओके, ओवर टू यू.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to volley your questions. Please, without any apprehensions, please don't ask me such complicated that I will not be embarrassing for me. देखिए, ऐसा है, हमारे पास लिमिटेड समय है, और आपसे मैं एक छोटा सा निवेदन ये करूँगा. ये इसका नाम तो मास्टर क्लास तो दिया है, ठीक है, बट इसको करने में, इसका पूरा चीज़ को संग्रह करने में मेरा पसीना निकल गया है. बहुत कुछ करना पड़ा है, सालों का, दिनों का, रात भर के. तो आपसे मेरा एक अनुरोध है, ये जो मास्टर क्लास के क्वेश्चन हैं, इसको मैं आपको नेक्स्ट आप हमको दे दीजिए. इसी का सबसे प्रथम इसका
फनी सी चीज हो गई सर, उसमें लिखा था स्लाइड पे अल्लाह बिल्ड द चतुर्भुज टेंपल। तो इस पे थोड़ा सा आप बता दीजिए किस तरह से अल्लाह ने चतुर्भुज टेंपल बनाया।
वो जरा निकालिए, अल्लाह को निकालिए। आला आला अल्लाह नहीं, आला।
आला आला ने कैसे बनाया, क्या ये इसका
चलिए आपको बताता हूँ मैं आपको।
थोड़ा सा बता।
ज़रूर ज़रूर ज़रूर, बिल्कुल बिल्कुल।
ताकि ये हम अपने स्टूडेंट्स के साथ भी साझा कर सकें ये जानकारी।
कौन सा नंबर था ये? आप लोगों ने किसी ने नंबर नोट किया है?
आपने ही लिखा होगा तो आप उसको बता दीजिए।
नहीं, टेम्पल का नाम क्या था? टेम्पल का नाम क्या था?
चतुर्भुज टेंपल ऑफ ग्वालियर, अल्लाह बिल्ड द चतुर्भुज टेंपल।
ये अल्लाह, ये अल्लाह है। This temple, the Chaturbhuj temple to Vishnu, the owner of wife, the story of Chaturbhuj temple in Gwalior centers. आप इसी में बोलिए प्लीज।
मैं इंटरेस्टेड हूँ सर इस टेंपल के बारे में जानने के लिए, क्योंकि हम भी बहुत जल्दी यहाँ पर इस टेंपल के आसपास ही एक हेरिटेज ट्रेल कराने, जब आप कह रहे हैं बिल्ट द चतुर्भुज टेंपल, लेकिन हमारी जानकारी में जो हमने पढ़ा है, और मैं भी सर आर्कियोलॉजी का ही स्टूडेंट हूँ और पढ़ाता भी हूँ बच्चों को, 5-6 साल से मैं हायर एजुकेशन में पढ़ा रहा हूँ। तो इसका क्या रेफरेंस है, चूँकि हम पढ़ाते रहे हैं कि ये मिहिर भोज ने बनवाया है और प्रतिहारों का ये मंदिर है, तो प्लीज़ इस पे बात करें, उसके बाद फिर हम और मंदिरों पे और भी बात करेंगे सर। जी नहीं, अगर मैं बोलूँगा तो 15 मिनट तक मैं बोलता रहूँगा, इसलिए इस पे अपन बात करें, उसके बाद आगे बात करेंगे। जी इस आप यहाँ जी
इसके बारे में आपको ये बताना चाहूँगा कि मेरा जो बेसिक अभिप्राय है ये बताना था कि हमारे धरोहर, पुरातत्व धरोहर कहाँ है। मैं ये बात बिल्कुल नहीं बताना चाहूँगा कि मैं एक आर्कियोलॉजिकल रिसर्च स्कॉलर हूँ। मैं रिसर्च कर रहा हूँ, सर्च कर रहा हूँ, बट आई एम नॉट अ रिसर्च स्कॉलर। देयर आर एवरी पॉसिबिलिटी विथ सच ए जाइगेंटिक documentations, there could be some minor error, there may be some corrections, and I'll appreciate your intervention to correct it, and this is what we have collected and this is what it is at the moment. So I would request you that whatever you being a knowledgeable person and you are a seeker for this, I request you to please give me, I have my email, and give me in my email your questionnaires, and I'll sure give you the answer in my email, because time being short, it was supposed to have been completed by 4 o'clock and it has gone beyond that. So I would request that please send me in my email. So please, if anyone is interested to say anything, ask anything, I would like to answer you in an elaborate manner through my email. Please write down Ashish Bhatta